This is the wackiest thing ever. I need a drink for this.
Do it. I didn't tighten it up very much.
I don't believe that.
Wow. She should have waited to be married before she had sex.
You said sex.
There's a moment where he just stands on the swing and she's like,
Don't kill yourself.
I wrote down all the dialogue. We've been friends since the year 2000.
The year 2000. Yeah,
You were a comedy person. I mean, I was aspiring to do comedy too, but that people didn't agree. The
Emily
business
is
did
so
not
funny.
agree.
Have you guys talked about how funny Emily is?
I know her to be funny personally in my life, but whenever we go up for like comedy auditions, like she's like, no, they won't let me do it.
I know, it blows my mind because you're so dry and you're so funny that I want you to be in more comedy.
Thank you.
And she can belch on command.
You can?
I can.
I'm going to need to hear all about that, but I am going to pop this
Yes,
if
pop
that's
that.
okay. It scares me.
Oh,
Okay.
very well done.
We talked a lot about yes, please. Well, I'm not going to drink too much.
That
and I
was
mean,
like all the
early in the
discussion.
day, I don't want to have
Now, watching
too
you guys
much.
decide which glasses,
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
imagine the discussion.
Cheers.
Derek's not, but cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers anyway.
Thank you for
Cheers.
doing this
Oh
with
my God.
us.
Thank
being
you.
It's a funny, random thing
I'm
to do.
so excited.
Why not?
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Carla Gallo. And this is Boozy Boneheads.
Woo! This episode is episode 207. I don't know why it's so funny to do
And
this
what's
with
the
you.
title?
It's called The Girl with the Curl.
Corner band 3, what's your ETA?
It starts at the water filtration plant.
Real water
Yes,
filtration.
it's at El Segundo. Yeah, we got to see all the stuff that people flushed out. I mean, there's condoms in there. There's so many packets of mustard. People flush things down the toilet.
Packets of mustard.
Yes, like an insane amount of mustard packets.
But
which
they
is
find a
not usually
body,
fun.
such a gooey body. Gooey.
And then Brennan, me, says this is a child. We're looking at her bones. And then we bring them back to the lab. They realize that she's 9 years old.
9 years old.
And she has bleached hair. She was wearing makeup.
And she's veneers and she has false teeth.
Yeah.
Angela takes the facial structure and she recreates the face of this girl. And then you guys they're like, add in the veneers. And then all of a sudden when they add the hair, it's like, and then all of a sudden she has this like crazy
do.
1930s updo. And then she runs it through the database.
And all of a sudden, there's a hit, and it's a famous missing
Brianna
girl.
Swanson. It's Brianna
It's John
Swanson.
Benet Ramsey.
A pageant winner.
But wait, I have a funny story about John Benet Ramsey. I'm gonna have
There's
stories.
only one.
Story about John Benet Ramsey.
I was in Boulder, Colorado when that news broke. I have family in Boulder, my dad's family. My mom's cousin went to church with the Ramseys. Did I kill John Benet Ramsey?
You were
in
in
the same
Colorado?
I was in Colorado
You were in
when
the
it
same
happened.
time.
There was a recent documentary. I love a murder doc.
Shame.
What's that?
I said same. I
I
just
thought you
had water.
said shame.
I did.
And I
Shame on you enjoying murder.
Shame on you.
Oh. What, you want more people to murder so you
No,
get content?
like it?
We meet Brianna's mother.
She's like, I always thought Brianna would come back.
She kind of blames the dad and thinks that the dad was responsible for her death. He works in roofing, and there's certain things we found on the
Yes.
body that are associated with
Tar,
roofing.
and then also steel tip boots. They can tell by
by
her
steel
bones
tip-
that she's been
tipped.
kicked.
So then we meet him, and he's not into the pageant thing. He thinks that the mom, his ex, ruined his daughter's life. She's been starving her daughter, putting her in a corset, putting makeup on, bleaching her hair, putting on veneers, doing all these things to put her in these pageants. But wait, we have to talk a little bit about the interactions between Angela and Hodgin. They had kind of a normal childhood where they're like, oh, well, kids should just be on swings in the park.
Now I think we actually jump into the dating stuff.
I know. This is what I have
Quite
too.
a
We're
lot
both
happening
taking good
here.
notes.
Yeah. Did you say we both taking good notes?
We're both taking good notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're both taking
We
good
both
notes.
taking good notes.
Okay.
Too.
So Hodgins comes in.
I've hit the point of drinking where I'm now tired. And now I'm just,
Well,
no,
no.
you got to push past that. And you have
can
more.
I go to sleep, guys?
No.
You can't do that.
No.
We're getting to a good spot here.
We're in
so
the zone.
in this,
So Hodgins walks in.
I'm awake.
So Hodgins asks Angela out, and he says that
Yes.
they've been dancing around each other like two pieces of neodymium caught in a magnetic field.
It's the most romantic thing you've ever heard. He said, we've been dancing around like two pieces of neodymium caught in a magnetic field. She says, is that good? He says, yeah, but if the field weakens, they
Yes.
fly apart, which is why
They
I
fly
thought
apart.
they should go on a date. Hodgins, you can't say you don't feel it. I wrote
Oh, okay.
down all the dialogue.
I want to hear
I
it.
didn't know that.
Angela, I just don't think it would be a good idea. I'm sorry. Why did I write down all
I don't know.
We're in the FBI like conference room.
Wonderful.
So we're interviewing. Okay, we're in. Oh my God.
Okay. What you have to understand is this was Brianna's dream, not mine.
You put your 9-year-old daughter in a corset, Miss Swanson.
A corset.
Yeah, Brianna ordered that off the internet herself. And I didn't tighten it up very much.
I don't believe that.
Wow.
Did you ever think to tell Brianna that she didn't need to alter her physical appearance in order to be loved?
Did Brianna disappoint you somehow?
No. She was the perfect angel. She won every competition, even her first one.
And when she won, it reflected well on you. That way, you wouldn't have to deal with your own physical identity. But wait, do you think that Brennan is like insulting her physical appearance?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
How about a little show and tell, shall we? Can you explain these? He shows her photos of a fight the mother and daughter had.
Okay, these are right before she disappeared. We had a disagreement.
About the pageant?
No, about her piano piece. I suggested she use her elbow to hit the last note with her head in her hands and give the audience a little smile.
To hit the last note.
Yeah. Bam.
Oh, like that.
She's
Yeah, like,
Oh, that would have been good. I agree with
She didn't wanna
Jackie
do
in
it.
this scene.
She didn't want to do it.
because she wanted her to be like,
We'd be careful with that drink.
I'm
Sorry.
very much aware
Wow.
of that. Thank you.
Precarious much?
We go to the dance class. Shake, 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 shake your booty is playing. Just to give
Great
you like
music.
ambiance,
Yeah.
right? Booth talked to the teacher, and the teacher shows him a picture of one of the older brothers.
Yeah.
Looking creepy.
It's like an emo guy
Oh, cool.
who's wearing steel-toed shoes.
Yeah.
Well,
Steel-toed boots.
So
That's-
Derek, where we're at right now is
That's another suspect.
you got that mom
Yeah.
and you got this brother.
The goth kid, or emo.
Emo guy. Goth adjacent or whatever.
Brennan's showing a circle of girls a photo. Is that a real skeleton?
Yes. Of a 12-year-old from the Bronze Age. These bones show she's already had children.
What killed her?
Having the children.
She should have waited to be married before she had sex.
You said sex.
Were you girls in the Junior Miss Patriot pageant?
I came in fourth.
If Brianna was there, you'd have been fifth.
It must have been hard for you to lose your friend like that.
Brianna was kind of mean. She said Liza had cankles.
But what are cankles?
Where your calves and your ankles are the same thing?
She took my birthday watch too. By the way, I'm Ariel Winter, I just realized.
Oh, from Modern
My
Family.
family. She took my birthday watch too. She'd take anything she liked.
So you weren't friends.
You had to be friends with her.
Why?
Because Brianna was the queen.
Booth puts his arms under Bone's armpits and lifts her up. Up you go. You have huge muscles. Thanks. Learn anything?
Yeah, I learned about cankles.
Nice. Cankles.
When they talk to the emo boy, he
Yeah.
says that Brianna was picking on his little sister.
Blah, blah, blah. They find an ice cream wrapper in her pocket.
Milk Blast Bar.
Milk blast.
Only found at Red Shed convenience stores. And there's like a whole song that goes along with it.
No way.
Booth and Cam know.
Do you know?
No, my character
remember
does not know, and she kind of shuts down Booth for like singing
Bringing it
when
up.
it's like there's a murder solve of a little girl. Then
What
Booth
is-
and Brennan go to get a Milk Blast bar, and Brennan's like, "This is a good ice cream bar."
It's delicious.
And then they happen upon the drain that Brianna must have been in, and they discover a medal from a pageant from the 1970s. What do you think
1976,
happened, Derek?
1976.
Well, unfortunately, I think that might have been her mother's.
They Google who won
They don't
Miss
have Google
Berry,
yet, do
whatever
they?
the whole thing is. And Brennan, my character, recognizes her to be the woman that we talked to at the dance class, who's a mom
Of one of the
shit.
pageant
of one of
girls.
the pageant girls.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
They hate other kids.
Yeah.
So now we're at the date between Angela and Hodgins.
She was like, what's this date? And he was like, you talked about the swing set.
Oh, a swing.
To a park.
In the
To
old
a
days,
swing.
you could go swinging on the swing.
It was so
And he
pure.
felt free.
He felt free.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a moment where he just stands on the swing and she's like,
Don't kill yourself.
"What? You're gonna
I know.
fall?
And
You're
then
gonna."
he jumps like 1 inch. And then he's like, not yet.
Whoa.
And then he walks up to her and he pushes her
And they
swing down.
kiss.
And they kiss.
Oh, they
Derek,
do.
they kiss.
That's a nice
Oh,
kiss.
man.
It's a nice kiss. It was
It's a
nice.
really cute kiss.
Cute. It was like,
It was tongue?
A steamy kiss. It
was just steamy.
Unknown. You can't really tell.
I don't know if it was
couldn't tell
tongue.
that. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the tongue was outside of them.
All right, so they kiss.
Okay,
and then
all
we-
right,
and then
let's
it's
get
like,
ahead.
After the date, she said it was the best date she ever
Yeah.
had.
What a loser. That was
She's
the
a
best
loser?
date she ever had?
I don't feel like it's like the most amazing date.
I actually wrote womp womp.
I'm sure it's very romantic.
So get
I'm
ready,
gonna.
Derek.
I'm
Yeah, go to number
just
2.
saying I'm gonna open another.
Yeah.
You talk a big
because here's-
not game.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I'm trying to cheers you.
Oh, cheer.
Here, there we go. Okay.
They realize there's an asymmetry to how she was kicked.
When they're looking at her ribs, they can see there's this like asymmetry in the way she was kicked. Whoever did this
Had
scoliosis.
And so
They
we
could
bring
figure
in the
that out?
mom to the
Yeah.
FBI.
Is that real? They can figure that out?
I mean,
Of how someone was kicked?
I'm just gonna do a space.
they've called the mom
in the
in.
mom. This is the wackiest thing ever. I need a drink for this.
Do it.
Wacky.
They've called the mom
in. The
in.
mom, and Booth is with her, and Brendan calls him and says,
Beam me a picture of her walking. Beam me a picture.
Oh, yeah, I used to always
'Cause
say,
then Booth
"Beam
gets
it
on the
to
thing
me."
and he's like, beam her a picture.
"Oh my god!" And so
they beam it.
They literally look at her buttocks. They do what is it called?
Biometric graph over her
biometric
ass.
graph over her ass.
The actress on the screen, and there is literally like a graph over it
We determined she does not have scoliosis just from looking at her butt.
because she has a
buttocks.
symmetrical buttocks.
Zach says she has a very symmetrical buttocks.
And I do
us
wonder how that
laughing about
actress
it.
felt.
It ends the reel. She loves it.
Valid. Oh, you think so?
That ends
it's on
the
the
reel.
reel.
That ends the reel.
Like
Really?
everyone can see her butt.
And it's symmetrical.
yeah.
Okay. The killer had scoliosis. Then they find out the steal was from tap shoes.
Yeah.
So it's in the dance class. It's in the community.
Correct.
So Brendan goes to the pageant, and she goes around.
Oh, God.
And is
This is
feeling
good.
out the different kids, and she goes.
What do you mean
"Well,
feeling?"
Well,
I go and
no, but-
touch these kids. Like I push the girl down, and I'm
and she
touching
goes,
her back, and she goes,
molest her.
and I say,
No.
Yeah.
And then Booth says, "Bones, what are you doing? I'm not a molester. I'm a forensic anthropologist. FBI business, simmer down." And the little girl says, "She touched me in my rear." Back and rear have totally different connotations. Point of clarification, I touched her back. Basically, we get in trouble, and then we have to go to the security office. I say, "Can we just watch them? I don't have to touch them, but can I just watch them?" So then there's a montage. And it's all these kids doing their different things.
No offense to these children, but it was like,
It
Like,
didn't seem like
it
they
didn't feel
were
like they cast-
pageant kids who had a lot of talent.
no. They were like,
Is that really bad to say?
No.
and then when they ultimately discover the girl, they've like packed a bunch of like padding. Her ass is like one
I thought the
side's like
same thing.
very high, and one side's like got stuffing way high, as if this is the scoliosis.
Oh my gosh.
She's got scoliosis. She's probably the killer.
What happened was Brianna stole
She was
that
mean.
pendant and she invited Haley for ice cream in the middle of the pageant. And she was like, she called me for ice cream. And then she just was mean to me and made fun of me.
invited her for
But
ice cream and
then Haley pushed her and she hit her head on that parking thing. They show a thing of her like
it's
cracking her neck. Cracking the neck, cracked the neck,
Oh my
broke it.
gosh.
And then kicked her
She kicked
to get her
her
into the
into-
culvert, to get her into the like drain hole. The girl admitted it, by the way. She was like, it was an accident.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
And that actress is very good.
She's good. She's very good. We end on a Booth and Brennan.
Booth and Brennan are doing a recap at the end.
They're eating
How would you
donuts.
describe it?
I never understood women trying to disguise or change themselves. And he says, of course you wouldn't. Someone who looks like you're structured very well. Are you kidding me? You're structured very
You're
well?
structured.
That's what he says to her.
But then I say,
I'm sorry.
As are you.
I'm sorry.
Isn't that what he
What?
says? We both agree that the other person
Are
is
structured very well. Like,
Wow.
wow is right.
Mic'd up. I can't do it with this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mic'd up.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great episode.
Oh, he thinks it's a great episode. You haven't even seen it. I mean, this is humor. There's some humor here.
Where's the humor of a like Dazzle? That is it.